Hi 6th graders, this video is on rates and unit rates, so label the top of your page with rates and unit rates so you know what your notes are for. Our learning targets are being able to describe a rate and being able to determine the unit rate of any given rate. Two vocab words that I want you to write down with the definitions. Rate is a ratio that compares two quantities with different kinds of units, and then a unit rate is when a rate is simplified so that it has a denominator of 1. So we can see here a rate is comparing beats to minutes. So if it's 160 beats in 2 minutes, beats and minutes are different. And so we're comparing how many beats to how many minutes. And then a unit rate is how many beats in 1 minute. So the unit rate is how many of whatever you're comparing for 1. So 1 minute, $1, 1 second, whatever you're comparing, whatever it would be to 1. So these right here are all examples of two quantities being compared. So we have 32 miles in 6 hours, 25 marbles in 10 minutes, $54.50 for 5 chairs, and then $3.23 per ounce. This one is a unit rate. It's the only unit rate out of these four because it's for 1 ounce. So usually a unit rate would say per ounce or per minute or per chair or for 1 ounce or for 1 minute and so forth. So these are our steps for finding unit rate. These would be important to write down in your notebook. We write the information as a ratio and fraction form. We divide the numerator and the denominator by the denominator, and then we compare if necessary. I just want you to notice that unit rate can be written a few different ways. So if we're talking about how much it is for 1 sandwich, we could just write out $4 for 1 sandwich. We can use the word per, like I mentioned on the last slide. $4 per sandwich means 1 sandwich. Or we can just use the little slash right here. That means per as well. So $4 per sandwich would also mean $4 for 1 sandwich. If Desiree earns $280 in 40 hours, what is her hourly pay rate? These would be great examples to have in your notebook. So we're going to make a rate of $280 in 4 hours. We want to know how much does she make in 1 hour. That would be her hourly pay rate. How much in 1 hour? So what we do, we can see that 4 divided by 4 is going to get me to 1. And we know that whatever we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator. So we take $280 divided by 4, and we get $70. So her hourly rate is $70 per hour. Find the unit rate if it costs $2 for 8 juice boxes. So we would go $2 for 8 juice boxes. Most of the time the money would be on the top because we want to know how much money it is for 1 given a rate. For instance here, so we want to know how much it is for 1 juice box. So therefore we're going to divide both the top and the bottom by 8 because 8 divided by 8 equals 1. So we do $2 divided by 8 and we get 25 cents. So I know that 1 juice box would be 25 cents. Basically what we're doing is we're taking the numerator and we're dividing it by the denominator. You try a couple rates and unit rates on your own, so do that in your notebook, pause the video, and then come back and check. Okay, so if we have $300 for 6 hours, this is how we would set up our rate, $300 over 6 hours. We want to know how much for 1, so we're going to divide both by 6. 300 divided by 6 is 50, so then it would be $50 per hour. 220 miles on 8 gallons, we would set up our rate like this, 220 miles on top, 8 gallons on the bottom. Divide them both by 8, or really just 220 divided by 8, and we should get 27.5 miles per gallon. And then here we have a 4-pack of mixed fruit, sells for $2.12. So we're going to put $2.12 on top because we want to know how much would it be for 1 piece of fruit. So $2.12 divided by 4 would get me 53 cents per piece of fruit. We can use unit rates to compare rates. So the price of three different bags of dog food are given in the table. What size bag has the lowest price per pound? So we want to figure out for each bag size, how much is it for 1 pound, and then we can compare what's the best deal. Because obviously we know when we go shopping, we can buy things in different sizes, but we really want to know, well, how much is it for 1 pound per bag and what is giving us the best deal? So for the 40-pound bag, it is $49. For the 20-pound bag, it is $23.44. And for the 8-pound bag, it is $9.88. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide. So we're going to do 49 divided by 40, and we're going to round it to the nearest hundredth because that's what we do with money. So this is going to be $1.23 because in my calculator it says 1.225. So the 5 tells me to round up to $1.23 for 1 pound. And then I do 23.44 divided by 20, and I get $1.17 for 1 pound. You might want to be doing this in your calculator so you can make sure you're getting the same thing and see how I'm rounding. And then I do $9.88 divided by 8, and it's 1.235, so I'm going to round up to $1.24 per pound. So I can see that the second one right here is the best deal because I'm paying the least amount per pound. So which bag has the lowest price per pound? We would go with the 20-pound bag for $23.44. We can use unit rate to find a new rate. So these would be also great examples to be written down. Lexi painted 3 faces in 12 minutes at the craft fair. At this rate, how many faces can she paint in 40 minutes? So we're going to set up first we want to figure out how many faces can she paint in 1 minute. And then with that, we are going to multiply that times 40 to get to 40 minutes. So that's what's going to determine how I set up my rate. So we know that she can do 3 faces in 12 minutes. We want to know how many faces can she paint in 1 minute. So then therefore, we can get to 40. So I'm going to divide 3 and 12 both by 12 because 12 divided by 12 is going to get me to 1. 3 divided by 12 is 25 hundredths, which means that she paints a fourth of a face every minute. So now to get from 1 minute to 40 minutes, I'm going to multiply that times 40 because 1 times 40 is going to give me 40. So then I'm going to do 25 hundredths times 40, and that's going to give me 10. So we know that then she can paint 10 faces in 40 minutes. Sherry ran 4 miles in 20 minutes. At this rate, how long will it take her to run 10 miles? So we want to know how long does it take her to run 1 mile, and then we'll be able to figure out how long it takes her to run 10 miles. So if she runs 20 minutes, or if it takes her 20 minutes to run 4 miles, we want to know how long does it take her to run 1 mile. So we're going to do 20 divided by 4, and we get 5. So we know then that it's 5 minutes per mile. And now we want to know how long will it take her to run 10 miles, because that's the question they asked us. So first I did divided by 4 by both, because 4 divided by 4 is going to get me 1. Now to get to 10, I'm going to multiply times 10, because 1 times 10 equals 10. And then I do the same thing up here. 5 times 10 is 50, so 50 minutes in 10 miles. You pause the video and try these ones on your own, and then come back and check your work. After the last snowfall, it snowed a total of 8 inches in 4 hours. What is the unit rate? So 8 inches in 4 hours. We want to know how many inches per hour. So we would do 8 divided by 4, which is 2. So then it's 2 inches per hour. If John biked 45 miles in 5 hours on Saturday, how many miles would he bike in 3 hours on Sunday if he biked at the same pace? So 45 miles, 5 hours. We want to know how many miles for 1 hour. 45 divided by 5 is 9. So he biked 9 miles every hour. If he's going to go for 3 hours on Sunday, then we multiply times 3, and we would get 27 miles in 3 hours. And then we have these French fry buckets, and we want to know which size is the best deal. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the price and divide it by the number of ounces. So $6 for 16 ounces, $7 for 32 ounces, $9.50 for 88 ounces, and then we put into our calculator. So I'm going to do 6 divided by 16, round it to the nearest hundredth because it's money, so I get 38 cents for that one. $7 divided by 32 is going to give me 22 cents for the 32 ouncer. And then $9.50 divided by 88 is going to give me 11 cents, which is a way better deal than the rest of them per ounce. So we know that this one is the better deal. So that's how they get you. They think they want you to spend more, but then they give you a better deal so that you're getting a better deal, but then you're spending more as well. We can also see that we go from $6 to $7. We only go up $1 here, but we're doubling the amount of fries that we get here. Here we can see that we go up $2.50, but we are almost tripling the amount from 32 to 88. Not quite tripling, but I didn't even come close to doubling my amount of money from $7 to $9.50, but yet I tripled the amount of fries. So that's another way where I can just kind of look at it and know that that's probably the best deal. This we can just totally disregard. We don't need to post our pictures anywhere of our notes. Bring them to class instead. And then that's it. So bring your notes to class. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.